Hey guys, here making another video for you. What I wanted to talk about is why I went on the water fast. Um, I just completed a 7-day water fast. That means no food, nothing except water for 7 days. And I wanted to talk about why I chose to do that. And one, is for health. It's a great cleanse. It detoxifies the body. It cleans out your gut and your digestive system gets a break from having to absorb and digest food. So that's a physical reason right there. But the other reason was, I'm going on I before this I just went on a 10-day silent meditation retreat, and I wanted to carry over that momentum into a water fast, so I did that. Also, I'm getting ready to go on a intense spiritual journey down in Ecuador to do ayahuasca, which is a herbal tea that one drinks. It's an ancient form of healing. It comes from a plant that the native shaman Indians used in the Amazon rainforest. So I'm trying to purify my body, get myself mentally, and physically ready to take on this journey. That's in a little over a month away. And other than that, it's just it's looking at the world today, and I look at the world a lot. I think about it. I think about my future and what it's going to look like. I'm approaching the ripe age of 30, and I try to look around and just see, like, have some sort of a prognostication about how the future is going to be. But I really feel that we're in some really, really turbulent times right now. The country has never been so divided as it is right now. With all the political bullshit going on, we've got global warming, we've got civil unrest, we have the entire world is just, seems like it's ready to explode. And here we find ourselves. We're on the domestic issue. We're crippled with student loan debt, credit card debt. The cost of living has risen, and the wages haven't kept up. And I've seen a lot of people suffering. I've seen a lot of people having a really hard time with, just day-to-day living. And I look at the scientific fact that, if everybody consumed like the average Americans did, we wouldn't have any air to breathe. We would need 3 planets just to house everybody. So that tells me that we're going to have to change the way we live. We're going to have to change our lifestyle if we even want to survive. I'm not talking about being rich. I'm talking about just survival, baseline, which means that we have to start looking at the world differently, because the way that we look at it right now isn't sustainable. Everybody having 2 cars and a house and 7 TVs in their home, and buying a bunch of things that are made from some derivative of oil or some non-renewable source of energy. We're eating meat. I mean, I don't eat meat, but eating things that just cause a lot of environmental degradation, like eating meat or using plastic, or driving unnecessarily. But even more than that, it reminds me that we're going to have to we might have to go back to living really primitively, especially if things continue to unfold the way that they look like they are right now. The culture is being just degraded, with on both sides, with the right, with this rise of patriotism and nationalism, and Christian conservatism, and then on the left with the gender and the racial politics and safe spaces and trigger words, and academia is just playing they've been co-opted into this. And so when the mainstream culture doesn't have any way of providing a sustainable environment for us, because environment's important for health and it's important for happiness, we're going to have to create our own environment, and we're going to have to learn certain skills, and we're going to have to do certain things that may be uncomfortable, that may seem really foreign to us. But to be mentally prepared and ready to take on those challenges, I think you need to prepare mentally. Yeah, there's survival skills, entrepreneurial skills, business skills, people skills, physical skills, are obviously important, but I think having the right mentality to take on, to go without, to not succumb to comfort. Because comfort, when people succumb to comfort, they become complacent, and when they become complacent, they stop growing, they stop challenging themselves, and they stop doing the things that it took to get them to where they even got that modicum amount of comfort. And so what that means is that people are going to sacrifice. How does it translate into the real world? People sacrifice what they know is right for the sense of security. They're also willing to give up the rights for a sense of security. And we've seen that. I mean, I don't have to, we've seen that time and time again. I could make a whole video about that particular topic right there. But when you water fast, you're going without one of the things that you take for granted every second of the day, and that is food. Food is plentiful in this country. All you have to do is go to the grocery store and you've got whatever the fuck you want. And a lot of us, we don't realize how there's a lot of places in the world where it's really hard to get food, and they have to work and scratch and claw their way to just get the bare minimum to meet their basal metabolic rate, their baseline caloric intake. So, it's tough. It was really challenging just not being able to eat for a whole entire fucking week. And especially that, my roommate is an awesome fucking chef. He makes amazing food. And, it's cold out. It's winter. I hate the cold as it is. It makes it even worse when you're water fasting. But, we have to become tough, because we're going to have to, if we're going to maintain our sense of freedom, and we're going to pursue happiness, and we're going to want to thrive and live with integrity and live according to how we know we should be living, then we can't be so naive as to think that the mainstream society is going to provide that. We have to make sure that we're providing it for ourselves, and it starts with having the strength to go past the comfort that has been afforded to us by the society. We're going to have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And you better fucking get used to that if you're going to go on a water fast. And you're better going to get used to that if you're going to go on a 10-day silent meditation retreat. That's the other thing we take for granted. Talking, socializing, interacting with others. So not being able to interact with others and then not being able to eat, I've mentally been able to go beyond two very basic things that we take for granted. So, I've got the mental part now. Now I want to implement the physical skills, learn how to do some homesteading, learn how to build fires, make shelters, procure water, build a cabin, do some farming, understanding, basic, wilderness healing, about herbs. And I'm taking this on, and I'm doing this all myself because I'm learning, because I want to eventually be free, and I want to help other people be free, and I want to build self-sustaining communities of like-minded people. Because living in this society, it's just, it's become apparent that, the whole get married, have a family, buy a house, go to work every day, it just doesn't seem like a viable option anymore. And that's, I think, why, a lot of us guys are attracted to MGTOW, because we see that. And so we're trying to find, and so instead of trying to of getting angry at women and pointing out how they're fucking bitches and skeezers and how they're all about, fucking us over, and about how horrible feminism is, let's talk about the solutions. Let's talk about how we can actually better our lives. And it starts with, we got to be willing to be uncomfortable, and that's just the way it goes. So if you found any value in this video, that's the main reason I did this water fast too. The health reasons are great, but really what it's about is learning to be uncomfortable with like the basics, with like the things that you take for granted the most, right? So, I'll continue to make more videos. You guys subscribe to me, I'd appreciate it, and we'll go from there. Bye.